just trying to get the angle set up for my overhead view of my planner. It's kind of precarious right now. I hope this is centered. I'm gonna assume it is. I'm streaming from my phone, so that's fun. Alright. I'm gonna hope the shadows are not too bad. But yeah, this is my planner. And I am just gonna set up September. So usually like the beginning of the month or at the end of the previous month, I set up for the next month. So I just kind of go through my calendar and I put everything into my planner here. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. And I put everything into the calendar and then I start putting it into the weekly. So I use like a weekly as opposed to a daily. I feel like daily is way too intense for me. But yeah, I'm just gonna be chilling and planning and chatting. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to put it in the chat. I don't know, I'm so awkward. I don't know what to talk about. I guess, I don't know, let's see. I'm gonna put on music. And if it's too loud or too annoying, I will trust that someone will let me know. How much of your month do you plan ahead? Right now, it's probably about 2 days, because I can't think past 2 days. But in the past, I usually plan out the entire month because I have a good idea of like what events are going to be happening that month. And then from there, it's sort of week by week. I make changes or I add in events or take out events. And I used to be a huge, like, crazy person as far as, like, I hated whiting anything out in my planner or crossing things out because I thought it looked really ugly. But I actually kind of like, I don't know, I've been really liking like the look of like a crossed out item like this here. But I don't know, I'm very particular and I feel like my taste about stuff changes from year to year. But this is sort of what I've been doing for the month of August. Let's see. I hope this isn't too loud. Do I keep my old planners or do I sacrifice them to Satan? I keep them all. Actually at my parents' house. So I've kept a planner like every year since like I was 15, I think. And at my parents' house, I have like all of my old planners and like every single planner I've ever done since like high school. And sometimes it's fun to like go through them and see like how my tastes have changed as far as like what I choose to put in my planner and like the style. I used to do more like scrapbooking, so like putting like stickers or like tickets or whatever into my planner, but now it's more like I use it really more as a productivity tool as opposed to like an art piece. I wonder if I have like a planner with me from like a couple of years ago. Yeah, so this one is from 2019, so last year, and like it just has shit, lots of shit. Lots of like drawings and to-do lists and nonsense, like a postcard. This is from Anime NYC, when I worked there. Yeah, so that's 2019. Let's see. Also, I use military time because, I don't know, I've like always used it. I don't know, like not always, but I guess since, I don't know, since college I've used it. I just kind of like the way that it looks as opposed to 9 a.m. and p.m. and like writing out a.m. and p.m. Do you stick to the same brand of planners when you buy one for the year? I remember you asking me to buy you one when I was in Japan, I think. Yeah. So for I think 3 years, I used planners from one of my favorite artists, like illustration artists, and that was the one that I asked you to buy in Japan because I think you could only get it at Loft at the time. And that, so I used that particular type of planner for 3 years. And then after that, I switched to, I think I guess after that, in 2018, I used like a block type planner. So each day was a block, and then the week was like laid out across 2 pages. And then in 2019, I tried a daily planner, which is the one that I showed earlier, where each page is a day, and I found that was really a little too intense for me. Like it was just, I couldn't fill up the pages and it would bother me a little bit. But I liked the way that, like, I don't know, let me see if I can find like a good, yeah, so I don't know if you can really see, but so on the daily, like each of the squares are like labeled with the times, and then you can like block out your time, which actually I really liked, but again, it was like just super intense for me. And then Sinead, so do I buy the same planner layout? So that's sort of similar to Sarah's question as well, but I think when I was in high school, I used a lot of weekly layouts, so it would be like a week across 2 pages. And then last year I switched to a daily, found out I hated it, stopped using it. I've tried bullet journals. I'm not a fan of bullet journals, to be honest. I just find that they take so much time to set up, and it's not like I feel like a lot of people treat it as like a fun, relaxing experience, and for me, it just creates a lot more stress than it's worth. Yeah, I hate bullet journals. Yes, we are very similar. Um, but yeah, I guess I kind of like to, I don't know. I think I was talking about this earlier, but like in the past I kind of used my journals as more of like a scrapbook as opposed to a like an actual productivity tool to like keep track of to-do lists and whatnot. Um, but now it's sort of like I just kind of use it however I want. Like I put in a lot of shit in previous weeks, like just random stuff that I needed to write down, or like little drawings or like washi tape. So I kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I've gotten over myself as far as planners go. My handwriting is so bad because I have EDS, connective tissue disorder, so I always get upset with my chicken scratch writing that I can't do a planner ever. I don't have EDS, so I don't know exactly what that's like, but I know like if my handwriting doesn't look a certain way, I get kind of annoyed. And I remember like rewriting things. Oh my God, when I was in school, I used to rewrite my notes from like classes, and I would make them like all pretty and draw all over them and like highlight stuff and like color coordinate, and it was it was a little much, to be honest, but it kept me happy. Let's see. But yeah, for sure, like if my handwriting comes out weird, or like I write at like an angle, or like I just don't like the way that something looks, I have such an urge to like rewrite it. It's funny, I feel like on these kinds of streams where I'm sort of showing my process for planning and all that kind of stuff, it's gonna be very easy to see that I have OCD, and like it's very clear when it comes to planners and just I don't know, just like writing things out and planning things in general. I have my systems that I must use, or else it doesn't work for me, and it agitates me, and I get very, very annoyed. I don't know, a little more about like my process here is that like I put down, so all of my events I have in my Google Calendar, and these are like events that I've been invited to like via Google, or like an invitation or something, and I just put them in my Google Calendar, and then I put them in my planner because I find that writing them again really helps. And some of them, if they're tentative, I write them in pencil, and then erase it and rewrite it later. And then, fun fact, when I put something I don't want anyone else to read, or like I want it to be private, I guess, I write it in Japanese, because that bilingual life. I wrote all of my college notes with a fountain pen in class. It forced my handwriting to be legible. Now my handwriting is trash again. No, that's really cool. I would love to see like some of your old notes written with a fountain pen. Wow. Like I don't, because I felt like in class like I had to write everything out and like jot everything down really quickly. So that's why like my notes always look like a mess. But I can't imagine like I don't know, I guess it just takes time to like practice writing with like a fountain pen or something. Oh yeah, Labor Day. Labor Day. I'm really curious about like other people's planning methods and like how other people like plan out their stuff. Personally, I feel like I cannot, if I didn't write everything down and put it in a planner, I would not remember a single thing that I had to do. I have not great memory. And it's just like I feel like I have a million things on my plate, and then trying to remember them all is impossible. So I'm curious. So put this in the chat. How do you guys plan your days and like your months and stuff? I'm so curious. Like I love talking about that kind of stuff. So please share. Also, separate question, does anyone else put in their calendar when like Animal Crossing events are? Because I absolutely do. Normally I use weekly planners and like to scrapbook them a little, but I haven't written a thing in mine since March. Oh my god, I totally relate to. So I just bought this planner at the beginning of August for 2020. So I totally understand like not even writing a thing in yours since March. I feel like I would love to see, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, I would love to see like your weekly planner and like how you scrapbook and stuff. I feel like you might have like a very nice minimalist style, unless I'm super off about that. But I get frustrated with like scrapbooking because I feel like I can never get it to look the way that I want it to, which is I want to put stuff in my planner to like sort of save memories, like tickets and like little scraps of paper and little like drawings and stuff, but I can never get it to look like minimalist enough, if that makes sense. So like this planner, for example, like I'm keeping super like black and white, like not really adding too much color, or like the color that I'm adding is pretty muted. So like all of my drawings are gonna be like black and white, or drawings, they're more like doodles, but and then the highlighters I'm using are all kind of muted, and like I'm not actually highlighting anything, I'm just using them like dots. Oh yeah, please do, I would love to see some photos later. 19. Okay. I find that like I don't know, I think one of the reasons why I had to get like a physical planner as opposed to continuing to keep everything digital is because I feel like, I don't know, something about writing is so like soothing and therapeutic for me. Whereas like putting stuff in my calendar, like my Google Calendar, or adding stuff to my like digital task list, it doesn't feel like anything. But like seeing a physical thing get filled up, like all these blank pages get filled up and like, how do you say, like just written on, is really satisfying. Let's see. I have stamps. Do you guys want to see my mild liner collection? Yes! Alrighty. I'm just gonna stamp a little bit. Who is the third person that's lurking? Don't be shy. The Holy Spirit. God is with us in this stream tonight, folks. Oops. How does everyone feel about stamps? I used to think that they were so tedious, but now I really see the value in them, so you don't have to write things over and over, draw things over and over. I really like the ones that are like planner specific, so like it'll be like a checkbox, or like the weather forecast, or like cute little icons to put on like the calendar and stuff. I really like those. I don't have any, but I like them. I also think like more than messy handwriting, I think like messy stamps are really cute. So like if you like if you look at like the way that I'm stamping here, which is I'm doing a terrible job. But I think like messy stamps or like uneven stamps are really cute. Whereas like messy handwriting, I can't look at my messy handwriting. Stamp stands, stamp fans. Also, this might be blasphemous, but I don't clean my stamps. I've never had a problem with like unclean stamps. Okay, so I have 3 sets of mild liners. I don't know how many different like colorways there are for mild liners, but I got all of the ones that were available like 2 years ago. And I think there were 3. So I got these, which are, let me see. Okay, so this one is not part of that set. But these are, I think, like pastel or like muted. What are they called? They don't have it on this. Let's see. Yeah, these are the muted colors, and these are my favorite, actually. Like this group is my favorite, and this is what I've been using for like the past 2 years, whenever I got them. And I love the gray the most. Like, it's my favorite color. So like anything that I love and I want to like highlight this is what I use. Like, whatever gives me joy is gray. And then the blue one is like a close second, because the blue is really pretty. It's like this really soft, muted, I don't know, like just, it's very like cloudy looking. So I love, my favorites are gray and blue here. And then the next set I have is these like pastels, or like these neon colors. And these are cute. They're just not my style, so I don't use them often. I used to use these for like more, how do you say, like drawing. Like if I was coloring stuff in, I would like color it in and with these, or with any of my mild liners really. And then finally I have these guys, and these are like the they're I don't know how to describe. Oh my god, I'm gonna come off as such a precocious asshole, but they're god, I don't know what to call them. They're like Japanese colors, or like wafu, which I cannot describe what that is, but it's very like Japanese style, or like these are kinds of like the colors that you might see on like in like kimono and yukata and stuff like that. And I don't know, they're cute, they're pretty. I like the yellow one the best for like, I use it as like little sparkles like here. The brown is good, very good. And I like this purple. I think it comes out really pretty. The gray one is everything to me. Me too, oh my goodness. It was a lifesaver during my thesis work. I like them. Orange is cute too. Yeah, orange, this orange is really pretty, and it's more of like a blood orange, like a deeper kind of rich orange. And then this one is really cute. It's like a cutesy orange. The brownish one and yellow are also faves. Yes, the brown is really good. I actually haven't used the brown to actually highlight anything, so I don't know how it looks over text, but I really like it as a color. I like, I don't know, like coloring stuff with it. Let's see. What did I even do today? I can't even remember. I don't know what to put here. Like there's this big grid here. I'm assuming for like monthly goals or like maybe monthly stuff that you want to track, or like just free space. But I didn't use it last month, and I don't really know what to put there this month unless I do like monthly, the monthly goal. Do a doodle. What should I doodle? Should I do like a maple leaf? Oh my god, so I don't know if anyone else is playing Paper Mario and the Origami King, but I love the what is it, the blue streamer where they're in like the autumn, what is it, Autumn Mountain or something like that, and then they have like Shogun Studios. I think that area is so pretty and so like just I want to live there. I don't want to live in real life. I just want to live there. I am playing. I love it too. It's so nice. I just got to the next ribbon. You mean the one after the blue ribbon? This is nerdy as all hell, but I used to write out Epicurus's 40 doctrines in the blank spaces of all my planners. Okay, now I have to look that up because I have never heard of that. Epicurus. Epicurus? Am I saying that right? Epicurus? Oh my god, you know what I just thought of? I should absolutely write a bunch of like super existential quotes in my planner. Especially for like 2020. Jesus Christ. Camus and Kierkegaard represent. Hello, other folks. Yeah, don't be shy. Who is lurking? We have the Holy Spirit, and who else is here? You want to know something really crazy and really awkward? I am so nervous right now that my hands are shaking. I am so nervous. So that's probably why my lines are not coming out the way that I hoped. Can someone tell me, can anyone hear the music? Or no? Because I kind of don't want it to be in the VOD later, but... Oh, what are your favorite pens to use? It took me a long time to find the perfect pen, and I'm wondering what other people love using as pens. I am using this Uniball Signo, like 0.38, I think is the, yeah, 0.38. Because my handwriting is small. And I don't need like thick, small handwriting. I feel like I'm in the minority, but I hate when pens have rubber grips. Honestly, I have no opinion on rubber grips, but I do think that like I like the look of pens that are like clean and like very like there's nothing basically. I don't know. I feel you though. I personally have no opinion, but I can understand where you're coming from. Like, can you imagine a fountain pen with a rubber grip? I'm sure they exist, but like okay, so now let's choose an existential quote. Aside from those super basic Muji pens, I only have opinions on fountain pens. Ooh. Yeah, I like the Muji pens. I found that they got a little too inky for me though. Like the ink would come out irregularly. Um, what fountain pens do you use and what ink do you use? When I in my old neighborhood, I there was like a cute little stationery store, and they had like a bunch of different fountain pens and inks and stuff, and I used to love like just writing with them and like testing them out. Did I smudge already? Oh no, that's the bleed from the or shadow from the previous page. Ooh, I really like this one. What do you guys think? It's a privilege to live in a constant existential crisis. It basically means everything else is taken care of, and the only thing left to worry about is the condition of your soul. Yeah, I like it too. I think, like, the funny thing, people get existentialism wrong a lot in that they think it's all like, oh, we're all gonna die and everything is so bleak, but I think it's really more about letting go and like letting things be, which is really hilarious coming from me because I I hold on to so much. But yeah, I like this quote. I'm gonna write it down. Let's see. Pilot and Lamy make the best cheap starter pens, but they both use proprietary ink cartridges, so you're kind of locked in. So proprietary ink cartridges, so you can't use any other ink, like any other brand of ink. Oops, spelled this word wrong, but whatever. Yeah, I've studied Kierkegaard extensively. It's basically like finding out your own meaning in things and in life. Yes, I agree. I think Camus is one of my favorite authors. I remember I first read him in my senior year of high school, and I think that was like the first experience I had with a book where, or no, that's not true because I really liked Animal Farm and I read that when I was like 14, but I think that was the first experience I had with a book where I felt like a real draw to the author and a real draw to the themes and the way that he wrote and the things that he believed in. And yeah, like I think he was more, like, I think one of the themes that he wrote about a lot was the whole idea that trying to find meaning in life is absurd because life has no meaning, or something along those lines. But I don't know, like that's what I took away from him, and I thought that that was a really interesting viewpoint that I never even considered before. And of course, like it threw me into a whole existential crisis when I was like 18, but we grew from that. Basically, only their brand of ink fits in the pen, otherwise, you can use an ink converter, but that's annoying and messy. Other brands use universal cartridges, so you have more options. Yeah, I think the shop that I was talking about before, where you could try out the different pens and different inks and stuff, all of those seems like you could fill it up with any kind of ink. As opposed to like you had to replace it with like an ink cartridge. But that's cool. I don't know, I love, like, fountain pens are so cool and pretty. Like when you write with them it looks really pretty, but they kind of scare me, to be honest. I'm always scared that like the ink is just gonna like leak all over the page or explode from the pen. What I like about Kierke is that he's quoted positively by both atheists and Christians because he played devil's advocate in his writing. Wasn't Kierkegaard like wasn't he, a lot of his stuff, wasn't it like super, how do you say, like there was like a theology behind it, like there was religion. Ink spots are aesthetic, you're so right. The only thing I'm not a fan of as far as this pen goes is that you kind of have to wait a little, like a while, before it sets into the paper, so it doesn't smudge or anything. Kierkegaard founded existentialism. He was Christian and found a lot of issues within the church and was ostracized for doing so. He had a lot of grief in his family and mental illness, so he often just had conversations with himself via different books just because he had no one else to argue and talk with. Wow, I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Interesting. I should read some of his stuff. I don't think I actually read any of his work. I think like I've seen quotes and stuff, but I don't think I've actually read anything from start to finish. Also, it's worth noting that as soon as we started talking about Kierkegaard and Camus and existentialism, the Holy Spirit left the viewing. His concept of anxiety topic is fascinating. Also, peace, Holy Spirit, Son. I guess it was a little too much for the Holy Spirit. Do you guys have more than one planner or notebook for different things, or do you kind of keep everything in one place? Personally, I have this planner, which I use for events and tasks and that kind of thing. And then I have a smaller notebook, like a moleskin, that I use for poetry. More, not like just poetry, but a lot of it is like more intense emotional stuff. So I'm curious, what do you guys keep everything in one place, or do you separate it out? And if you separate it out, what are your different notebooks, and like what are the different things that you use for each of them? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put a little stream here. I'm gonna put a stream event. One planner for planning, everything else goes into one of 500 notebooks sitting around. I use my phone calendar and I make to-do lists on my notes. I do not use a planner, but I support you. I'm trying to start a goal planner though. It's like you just track what you do daily toward your goals. For me, ukulele, game development, studying Japanese, studying Spanish, etc. Yeah, I think that, so I don't judge people who don't use planners. Okay, well, let me put a caveat there, because I don't judge people who don't use planners and get all their shit done. If it works for you, whatever system you use in order to keep track of stuff and make sure that you are getting your stuff done and making sure you meet all your meetings and events and whatever, like whatever works for you. I think like planners don't work for everyone. Like I remember there are a lot of videos about bullet journals and like how amazing bullet journals are, and I'm like, well, I can't use one, it stresses me out. So I don't judge like if you don't use like a planner, but thank you for supporting me. I'm gonna start a goal planner though. Yeah, I like that idea. So actually I have like it's currently holding up my my little tripod for my phone, but I have like a yearly goal thing, or a yearly goal planner, that's more of like, it just kind of gives you a bunch of writing prompts, and you set up your goals for the year as opposed to doing it like week by week. And I found that that was pretty helpful at the beginning of the year. Of course, all of that went to shit pretty quickly, but I found that setting goals and like actually taking the time to like read each of these prompts and like write all of this stuff down is like, it helps you kind of set your year, I suppose, or kind of give you an idea of like what you're working toward. And I also think it's important to track like what you're doing in order to reach your goals, the small steps you're taking in order to reach your goals. So like, you know, for example, like playing ukulele, like even if it's just you practiced for 1 hour, or like not even that much, maybe like 10 minutes, like seeing all of that down like on a page or in one place, it shows you how far you've come. And I kind of like, a lot of people do this with their bullet journals, but I like the idea of like, they have these like the bars that you write a goal at, and then you fill it up, like you color it in or something. And I think that's really cute, and that's kind of a really good visual representation of how far you've come and how much left is left, how much left is left, how much is left toward your goal. It really does. That's why I try to post ukulele videos on Instagram too. My first one was so blah, and I'm decent now. Yeah, and like I think that's really important too. Like I think posting stuff and like putting yourself out there and like showing yourself off in a way kind of like gives you motivation and kind of shows you how far you've come when you look back on those things. And I think that's really sweet. I'm such a perfectionist. I mean, I've always been like such a perfectionist, and like I have such a hard time like doing stuff and sharing it with other people unless it's perfect. And I am trying to be better about just kind of doing it, or like sharing it before it's perfect and being comfortable with that. Like for example, like this stream, like I was so nervous. I'm still super nervous, like my hands are shaking still. But like just doing it and just trying it and like trying different things. And I don't know, like so on my YouTube channel, I put up a video from like just little scenes that I took in July, and just had this like cute little video that I made with like iMovie. And it was just a cute little video. Like I thought it was fun to make. I made it, I couldn't sleep one night, so I just stayed up and made this video. But it was just a cute little project, and it made me happy, and I was like, I want to share this, and it felt good to share it. And I think that's what's, you know, important. And I think more people should, especially perfectionists, because I think one of the biggest issues with being a perfectionist and being anxious and having such a great fear of failure is like being completely paralyzed by that fear and not doing anything. And that's what happens a lot of the time for me. Oh, you're welcome. I'm trying my best to be brave and vulnerable. That was literally one of the goals that I wrote in my little life planner this year, is to be vulnerable. That was my top goal. And I'm getting there. It's hard, but it's a process. Everything is a process. "2020 is the year of change." It certainly is. Me too with singing. That's why I only sent the video to you and like 2 other people. Oh my gosh. So quick little story. I really miss going to karaoke and like singing. I am super, unless it's in a karaoke box, I cannot, like I'm so shy. And I only sing if I'm by myself, and it's still scary. And so I applaud you for even sending that video to me and to other people. I think that's very brave of you, and I haven't watched it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. How do you know Martyr Eater? So actually, they're in a D&D campaign with me and a few other people, and they were our first DM for our very first campaign, and I guess we've been friends for like 3 years. I guess that's how long we've had our D&D group. I don't even remember, maybe 4 years at this point. Also, side note, if I were to plan a campaign on stream. Would that be interesting? I feel like that is just a level of nerdy that, well, I don't know. I need motivation because I'm actually starting a new group. Like I'm starting with a new group. I'm gonna be the DM for that group, and I need to plan out stuff, and I need motivation to actually do it. So I feel like doing it on a stream would give me that motivation to plan it all out and like make up little cute things and be creative. I'm too afraid to DM. How come? I mean, well, I feel like that came off kind of judgy. I understand why that might be like super nerve-wracking. I feel like it's a lot of work. And I think if you play with the right people, like I play with my friend group and like a close group of friends that I've been friends with for a while. And so I'm not afraid to like make a fool of myself. I feel like with this new group I might be a little nervous. But I think in general, DMing, if you're with your friends, is actually a lot of fun. I'm in a group with my coworkers and my boss is DMing. Wow, what a power trip. I think I'm too spacey to DM. I would love to watch you plan it out to learn tips. Oh yeah, that would be cute. I would love to do like a little D&D plan and sesh, and kind of talk about D&D and like how I play and DMing in general. Like DMing is a lot about storytelling. So Sarah, I feel like you would actually be really good at it. Because, and of course there's like different ways to play D&D, right? Like there are some people who they want to max out their characters and be the best character that they can be. And then other people are more in it for the role playing and like kind of pretend. And that's kind of the bucket that I fall into. I really like playing around and like telling stories with a group of friends. And I feel like as a writer, you would be really good at coming up with stories and like coming up with campaigns and characters and stuff. But yeah. I don't know, Sinead, if you want to weigh in about DMing and stuff, since you've done it several times, but that's my 2 cents re-DMing. Yeah, I enjoyed narrative playstyles more. John/Kai Matten. Oh, is a great DM. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize he was your boss. He's in the Discord group. He's been my DM for 2.5 years. We play every week. Oh, I see. You're in 2 groups. Okay. I love DMing, but my biggest frustration was not having anyone I could bounce ideas off of because everyone I knew who played D&D was in my group. Yes, definitely. That I understand that as well. But I feel like now, since I'm a part of a second group, it might be fun to to like stream and like talk things through and share my ideas with everyone. As long as my group doesn't watch my streams, which I don't think they would do, but who knows. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I totally forgot. I am very excited though, because, so Sinead, you'll appreciate this. So I finally figured out a way to introduce the new character that I want to play as in my original group, my original D&D group. And I kind of love him, but he's a piece of shit. And I cannot wait to play this character because he is so unlike who I am as a person. And I think it would be really fun to pretend. And also I am creating like a custom class for him. He's gonna be a half-elf vampire. But I promise, I promise I won't overpower him. I'm giving him many weaknesses. I love him, but he's a piece of shit. That's how I feel about Clarence. Yes. I feel like most like characters that I like in like fiction and stuff is like, that is my sentiment toward them, is like I love them, but they're a piece of shit. I don't know, I think I'm kind of done with my planning here. So I guess, so I kind of set up like loosely holidays for September. Not a lot is going on in September for me, to be honest. Like nothing that's set in stone yet. So I usually don't write in events until they've happened on my monthly calendar, because of course I don't. I'm so like particular about that. And then, but weekly, I fill out the stuff for the week. And then if something doesn't happen, I like cross it off, or I move it to a different day or something like that. And then I write out like my to-dos and little tasks or little like gratitudes or goals or whatever. So yeah. Bad boys. Yes, I do have a bad boy thing. But no, I don't, because they're not bad. Well, they're bad, but they're idiots. That is the complex I have. I'm looking up jobs for you, by the way. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, like if anything comes up, just let me know. That would be really awesome and helpful. Did the Holy Spirit come back? Or is this a new third? Who is lurking? Don't be shy. Holy Spirit level 2. $31. Okay. the Holy Spirit is always with us. There's a ton of remote jobs, Christine, like a shit ton. Oh, nice. Yee. Yee. Actually, I have to clean tomorrow, and I need to do laundry. Groceries. Yee. I think it would be kind of fun to like have a little like Zoom party or like a Google Hangouts party where it's sort of productivity focused, where everyone is kind of working on something, and just kind of do that for like an hour or so, or I don't know, as many hours as we need, but just like hang out as like accountability partners and do stuff that we need to do, get it done, you know, that kind of thing. Because I feel like now it feels super lonely. Like I used to like to kind of go out to like a cafe or something with someone, or like hang out with them and like do planner stuff together, or I don't know, like plan with another person, because it almost feels like it gives you a reason to actually do it because you're hanging out with someone. And yeah, like I was thinking about suggesting that in our Discord server, actually, Sarah, like if anyone wants to like get on a call and just do stuff, like whether it's drawing or planning or playing a game or whatever. Oh yeah, I'll send you the invite if you want. I don't know if you have Discord. What Discord is this? It's a special private one where it's kind of just Sarah, did you make it, or what else do I have to do tomorrow? Oh right, flu shot. It's curated by me, but I trust your friends. Oh. By the way, thank you so much for connecting me with your friend earlier. We're talking on Discord, so I really appreciate it. What else do I have? I don't really. Oh, I didn't credit the. I didn't finish the quote here. My goodness. Yay, friendship. Alrighty, I think I am kind of done for today. But this was fun, and it was chill to like hang out and just talk and write a bunch of stuff. Thank you for joining me. Oh, oh my God. Okay, so quick thing. I remember like one time I had to record a bunch of tutorial videos for a client of mine, and the client was like, "You have such a lovely voice. Do you do voiceover work?" And I was like, no. Oh, you're welcome. I hope that this was fun and interesting. And well, it doesn't have to be interesting, but I love like watching people like do real-time planning and like writing and stuff while I also plan and write. So yeah. Anyway, thank you again for coming, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'll probably do another stream soon, so I'll post about it on like Twitter, Instagram, or something. So thank you. Bye.